Yo, what's up guys, Roblox Team Legends back with another video today. In this tutorial today, we're going to be making a power-up that basically changes the size of the player's head in this tutorial. So let's get into it now. So in order to make this power-up, what we're going to do is we're going to add a part to represent it. So let's add a spear, because we normally use spears for power-ups. Well, a lot of people in games use it for power-up normally. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a script to the part. And before we do anything, make sure the part is anchored, by the way. And feel free to decorate it. What I'm going to do to make it look like a power-up is I'm going to make it orange. And I'm going to change the material to neon to make it look like recognizable. And feel free to also add a point light too. So like you could, let's say we put in the night, right? Let's say we put in the dark ambient. When we put in the dark ambient, then we could see like the light. We could see that it's kind of like glowing. So we could change the color to orange or whatever color you made the part. We can make the range like 15. And maybe change the brightness to 2. And now this looks like a legit power-up. Like, look at this. You can see that part of it's orange, and there's an orange ball, obviously. So, feel free to do that as well. When you're done designing the part, we gotta now script the part. So, we're gonna go to the script now, and like they say, don't judge a book by its cover. Same thing to this, because don't judge like something by its design. So, we now gotta script it, so it would actually be like a functional power-up, because the design itself doesn't like prove anything, really. So, in the script, what we're going to type first is we're basically going to declare a variable, so make sure your script's empty first. And we're going to type local part equals to script.parent. So we're connecting the part because we're going to basically put an onTouch event for this. And now let's go next. This is where we're going to be putting our touch event, like the touch connect function. So in order to type this, we're going to type part.touch and then colon. We're going to do connect and then parentheses function, and then we're going to put over here inside part B, and I'll explain what part B is right after we do this. We're now going to go one arrow to the right, then hit enter, and then now our connect function been set up. You guys might be questioning right now why we put a part B. So basically this part B right over here is a parameter that the touch is going to pass into. So basically the touch, part B is basically going to be the part that's touching, like the part that's touching this. So that's what the part B stands for. So basically if the player is touching it, then that's probably going to be like it's part B. So anyways, going on with the script, we're going to now put another variable inside it. And this variable is basically going to look for the humanoid. So we're going to type local humanoid equals to part B, that's the part that touch it, dot parent. And now we're basically gonna find the character. Now we're gonna find the humanoid. So how do we find a humanoid? We're gonna put colon find first child, and then put quotations inside the parentheses, humanoid. So basically the player is a humanoid. So if you guys still don't believe that, then you could go to play here, you could go in the workspace, look for yourself, and I gave it a developer, hit the arrow, and then you can see that there's humanoid. So basically it's targeting this part. I'm migrating a developer. This is me. If I remove it, then look at what will happen. Obviously that's targeting me. Anyways, on with that, let's start scripting even more. So now we're gonna put an if statement. So we're gonna put if humanoid, which is me. Like if there's literally like an NPC that's not a humanoid, like we name it something else, then it won't affect, then the part like won't do anything to it. So this part basically is targeting humanoids only, which is players in the games. So we're going to type if humanoid, and then hit enter. And what we're going to type is another variable. We're going to type local saved, because this variable basically let's just talk about the script, what we're scripting. We're basically going to make the person's head grow. And then we're going to revert it back to before. So what we're going to do is we're going to type humanoid, right here, humanoid, dot HeadScale, dot value, equals to 5. So basically we're making it grow. And now what I want to do before we revert it back is I want to disable the part so other players won't be able to touch it, and then after like a few seconds come back. So we're going to type part dot transparency equals to 1. So we're making the part transparent, but that won't fully disable the part. We need to disable everything, including the script. So to do this more quickly, instead of disabling the script, like targeting it, we're going to type part dot can touch equals to false. So now we can't touch anything. And then now let's put a wait. Let's put a task wait. So we're going to type task.wait and we're gonna put it for 15 seconds or whatever seconds you want before we revert it back. And now we're gonna type is humanoid.headscale.value. Oh, I did a typo. Make sure the S is capitalized, just like over here. And then we're gonna put equals to saved. So we're connecting back to here. Basically, this variable, it saves the normal humanoid head scale value, which I believe is like 1. So basically, we're gonna bring it back to before. And now what we're gonna type is part.transparency equals to 0, and then we gotta make the part able to be like touch again. So we're gonna type part that can touch equals to true. And now, the moment you guys been waiting for, let's play and see the action work. And when we test this, let's do 2 plays actually, so we get a better demonstration. So let's start it up, and I'm waiting for it to load now. I'm gonna close this part. Actually, is this my window? Hold up. Actually, no, here we go, guys. The moment y'all been waiting for. Maybe more exciting than New Year's. I hope, I don't know. But anyways, you guys see us over here. Let me close these stuff. Okay, this looks a lot better. You guys can see right here is player 1, and this is player 2. And I have no idea why my computer flipped it. But anyways, player 1 is gonna touch it. Let's move both players actually like really close to this. So you see this is like pretty close. Player 2 is close to it. Now player 1 is close to it. Now let's say player 1 wants the orb first, right? So these two are gonna fight for it, but obviously we cannot touch hands in Roblox. So player 1 just runs and jacks it. And now you see the head is big. But however, you see over here that the player, basically, the other player cannot get the power up. But after 15 seconds, when this player comes back, you can see the power up came back, and now player 2 can touch it. He gets the head big. Player 1 has no control over it. And that's pretty much how the power up works. When you guys saw I was testing, the power up didn't seem to look that realistic. So there's a way to make it more realistic. Here are some things you guys could do. One thing you guys could do is you could go to part and turn off Can Collide, because there's literally no point at turning on a collision for a power up. Like, it doesn't make sense because the player is just touching it. And like either way, on and off, you could touch it. And also if you have it on, you could turn it off too in the script, but it's gonna be like more work. Because what I'm gonna show right now is how to remove the point light when the part is touched. So let's say we leave it on, right? For those that like want the collision for the part, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the script, and right before can touch false, we're gonna type part.canCollide equals to false, and we're gonna type and now we're gonna target the point light brightness equals to 0. So now basically the player cannot see the light anymore. But after 15 seconds, we're gonna revert everything. So we're gonna type what was it again? Can Collide equals to true, and now point light brightness, we can revert it back to original value, to whatever you guys set it, and for me it was 2. And now when we play it, I'm not doing 2 players again because it's laggy. Let's say we do 1 player, right? Because not much changes. You see the player joins in, right? And now when he touches the part, you can see there's no more light, and you see that there's like no more bump, because you guys could see earlier that there was kind of a bump when you were walking around with it, but now there's no more bump. And now you see the head's big, and after a few seconds, after 15 actually, my head is back to normal, the part is back with the light on, and these guys could see that there's maybe kind of some collision. It's like it's hard to tell, but the collision is on if you check the part right now. Well, it's off because the script disabled when it touches, but after the 15 seconds, you can see that the check comes back, and man, I miscalculated, but you guys can see the check is back when the part come back. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.